As temperatures continue to feel more like winter, a Muskegon shelter is reminding the public about the dangers for animals.
Just this weekend, they rescued a dog that was left chained outside, shivering and starving.
13 on your side's Keely Lovern introduces us to this pup who's getting a second chance at life.
Good evening, you guys. Yeah, it's really getting colder out here, as we've all felt this huge push of this winter weather as George keeps us updated. I'm live outside in Walker. It's no different here. Temperature is really getting low, and tonight is a story that could have had a much different ending, but it was thanks to a good Samaritan who helped turn it all around.
I don't know how somebody can literally look out the window and see an animal chained up in the freezing cold, and it was raining, knowing there's no food or water.
But that was the case for this dog found chained outside a house in the city of Muskegon.
In this situation, there were no provisions. There was no food, there was no water, there was no insulin, and it was just blatant neglect.
A Good Samaritan reported his concerns about the one-year-old bulldog mix being left outside for months. Hound buddies responded to the home.
There was definitely something to be concerned about. We did confirm that there was no food, no water. Both of the bowls that had been left out were filled with dirt and leaves.
Hound buddies gave the homeowners 24 hours to respond to their reports. And it wasn't until police were to be called that they relinquished the dog to shelter officials.
She had spent the night out. It was freezing. She dug a hole in the wet dirt and mud and was just curled up in a ball, just shaking and freezing. That was not going to change. They wanted nothing to do with that dog.
Hound buddies brought her in and named her Ladybug.
Ladybug is one of those symbols for good luck. I think she was fortunate that she had a little angel looking up for her.
And although Ladybug is now safe and warm, she does have a long road of recovery ahead of her.
Her skin is in very poor condition. The chain, she was on a choke chain, that was extremely tight. So yeah, it would have been a far worse situation down the road if nothing would have changed.
Lana Carson reminds people that if you're going to put your dog outside, make sure their shelter is insulated with straw and not hay.
Hi, everybody.
She also says never use clothing, blankets, or towels for warmth because they get wet and freeze, which is what happened to Ladybug.
There was a Good Samaritan that was concerned about the welfare of this dog. We're just glad that it did before it got to a more deteriorated state.
Ladybug will now undergo a vet exam and treatment, and Carson says she will hopefully be available for adoption by next week.
Whoever adopts this dog, number one, is going to get an amazing dog. She's hilarious. But this is one of those things that they literally saved a life. They are rescuing an animal who definitely needed a second chance and a great home.
What are you doing?
She'll be perfect on any couch.
Now, Carson tells me that Ladybug is very family friendly. She's good with other dogs, kids, even cats, and you can start to monitor the progress of her adoption status starting next week. Reporting live in Walker, Keely Lovern, 13 on your side.